What's up, guys? This is Passport Graffiti back again with another video, and today's topic is going to be addressing the warning that the U.S. Embassy put out here in Colombia regarding using dating apps in Colombia. Now, really quick, my thoughts on this is that this has been going on for a long time. So this is nothing new. It's just now starting to make its way to mainstream media. And you would think if there were 100 reports, there may be 300 that actually happened. So this is happening a lot more than what you actually hear about. So you definitely do want to be careful when you are here in Colombia. Now, people that are more likely to be victim to this are going to be mostly in the major cities like Cartagena, Bogota, Cali, Medellin. If you are in a smaller, smaller city, or I would say region, uh, there's probably a lot less to worry about, but you still should, you know, maintain alert and basically use your street smarts. Now, can you find a good girl here in Colombia on dating apps? The answer to this is absolutely yes. Not every girl on there is with an organization out to drug you and rob you, or she's working individually to um, drug and rob you herself. Now, I believe the main app that most of them use is Tinder, and I believe the reason why is just because it does have the most users. It is the most mainstream. It's the most popular. Um, so this is the main app that has been involved when these reports do come out. Now, I do want to read a little bit of this article and then give my thoughts on it. So let's jump into it. So, U.S. Embassy Bogota is aware of 8 suspicious deaths of private U.S. citizens in Medellin between November 1st and December 31st, 2023. The deaths appear to involve either involuntary drugging overdose or are suspected homicides. At this time, it is not believed these deaths are linked, as each involved distinct circumstances. However, several of the deaths point to possible drugging, robbery, and overdose, and several involve the use of online dating applications. Now, really quick on this, um, the overdoses and deaths primarily have been from, okay, so when these girls are going to drug you, they don't know how much of the scopolamine to give you based on your height, your weight, your age, and all this stuff, just to only knock you out temporarily and steal your shit and then get away. They're just pouring whatever amount in there and hoping that it works. So this is why you need to be really, really careful regarding drinks, because this is the primarily way that it is administered. Now, I did put out another video basically saying that there are ways, I don't know how, but this is also happening to locals. So I had a friend who told me a story of a local guy who went to hook up with a girl. He's local himself as well, and basically blacked out and didn't remember anything. So there is a way that they're putting this on their body. And, when you lick or whatever on the body, you then take it in and pass out. So this is the primarily way that they're, these are happening, the deaths and overdoses. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold or a virus that's been going on here for probably over the last week. According to the Tourism Observatory of the district personnel of Medellin, the number of thefts committed against foreign visitors, excluding Venezuelans, increased 200% in the third trimester of 2023 compared to the previous year, and violent deaths of foreign visitors increased 29%. Most of the 2023 violent deaths victims were U.S. citizens. Now, I think the other issue is that most of us as guys, we come out here, we have sex on our mind or hooking up with beautiful women, and you kind of just lose the that defensive mindset. Definitely when it's a beautiful girl, you're trying to have fun, you're trying to enjoy your vacation. But when you are here, at least in the country of Colombia and in a major city, as I mentioned, that would be Cartagena, Bogota, Cali, and Medellin. You do need to be a lot more alert when it comes to being out, and that's not leaving drinks unattended. It's, if something feels off, definitely just don't be afraid to leave the situation. And also, I've said this before, is do not get into a cab. Always use Uber, because Uber, you know where you're sending that Uber. There's also a paper trail of, where you're going, or where you left from, where you're going, who drove, what time. There's just some type of record of it, versus in a cab there's not. Also, huge thing here is know some type of Spanish, or at least some at least very very basic Spanish, because if a girl is trying to set you up, you have no way of knowing if you don't know what she is saying. Also, just another rule in general, I don't really like girls on their phones, whether I lived in the States or I'm here in Medellin. So I don't really like girls to be, texting a lot or always on their phones while we're out on a date. So, just you have to look out for just behavior that looks off. Criminals use dating apps to lure victims to meet in public places such as hotels, restaurants, bars, and then later assault and rob them. Numerous U.S. citizens in Colombia have been drugged, robbed, and even killed by their Colombian dates. Now, majority of the robbings are usually not in a public place. They usually take place in a hotel, not in a hotel, in your room, or if you go back to a girl's place or they invite you to a place, their place. This is usually more so where it happens. Girls, I'm not saying that it's not possible. It does happen in bars where someone will try to pour something in your drink publicly, but more often than not, it's going to happen in a hotel room where no one can see, because it's a huge risk for them to try to pour something in your drink when other people are around. Someone may see it. There may be cameras. So do keep that in mind. Over the last year, the U.S. Embassy has seen an increase in reports of incidences involving the use of online dating applications to lure victims, typically foreigners, for robbery by force, or using sedatives to drug and rob individuals. The embassy regularly receives reports of these types of incidences occurring in major cities, including but not limited to Medellin, Cartagena, and Bogota. I see here that they missed Cali. These types of crimes routinely go unreported, as victims are embarrassed and go and do not want to follow through with the judicial process. Now, as I said, a lot of these guys are just embarrassed, don't want girlfriends to find out, or just hate the fact that they got. Now, um, as they said, it's not limited to all the major cities. This could happen in a smaller city. If you're in like Santa Marta or Barranquilla or something like that, but it's less likely to happen because you have less foreigners that are going to the smaller parts and just going to mainly the major areas that they see on YouTube and that's on TikTok and that's more so reported about. So this last part just says U.S. citizens should be vigilant, maintain heightened situational awareness, and incorporate strong personal security practices in their activities. Now, this last part here, and I'm going to read again. This should not be just something you only do while you're in Colombia. This should be whenever you travel, period, or whenever you travel abroad. So, U.S. citizens should be vigilant, maintain heightened situational awareness, and incorporate strong personal security practices into their activities. Um, I understand common sense is not that common, but as I said, this is something that you should be doing whenever you travel, not just when you come here to Medellin. So I did want to read this, like I said, get that out there. Hopefully this video does reach a lot of you and potentially help save some people in the process. But overall, um, being someone that lives here, that is dating regularly, and unfortunately, it may sound bad, but I do use dating apps, mostly Bumble, not so much Tinder, because Tinder, at least here in Medellin, just happens to be mostly pay to play type women, and that's not my thing. So I usually stick with Bumble, or use something else like Colombian Cupid or something like that, or Latin American Cupid. But I don't feel, at least for me, I never feel like I'm usually in danger. I usually like to, at least for me, I like to meet all my first dates in the daytime. I try to propose either a coffee or a meet for ice cream. This way, it's in a very public place. It's well lit. There's a lot of people, and usually the girls that are trying to drug you, they're mostly going to want to meet at night. They're not really trying to meet in the daytime. Not saying that they won't, or it's impossible that that would ever happen, but they're usually trying to mostly meet at night. The few times that I've run across instances that seemed a little sketchy is usually they're trying to basically just come straight to your apartment to drink, or invite you to their place to drink. And they're usually not trying to waste time. So they're not trying to go on 3 or 4 dates before they drug you and rob you. Now, with that being said, though, from what I have heard, there are, or at least these women, because a lot of their tactics are starting to get out there, and more information is being put out, and more foreigners are starting to kind of get this information and be more on defense, that some women are, or organizations, they are starting to play the long game. And it could, I heard one story, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but something happened to a guy with a girl that he was dating for 4 months. So um, I'm not sure if it's quite at that point yet with every girl out here that is doing it, but it is definitely something to think about. Thank you guys for watching. That's it for today. Like I said, I just wanted to go over that article to get this video out there. And until the next one, peace and thanks for watching.